You're playing a game, and so you look at the health bars. You're very close to taking down your opponent, and they've got very little health left. One hit maybe, that's it. One jab, one low, but also one mistake, and the round could just be yours. So then you start hunting, dash forward, low, blocked. You try again, counter hit. Now they're in heat, so now you panic, wall combo, rage, and 10 seconds later you have now lost. You stare at the screen thinking, as every Tekken player does, how? You were one hit away. But that's exactly the problem. The moment you realized you were about to win, you stopped doing everything that got you there. Welcome back to How Winners Think. There's a strange moment that happens in Tekken when you're playing well, you're patient, you're punishing correctly, you are controlling the space. Then your opponent reaches critical health and suddenly your entire mentality just changes. You stop thinking what is the best decision and start thinking just hit them once. That's when winning positions thus become losing rounds. Today we are talking about why players become reckless when victory gets close, why one-hit situations are more dangerous than they look, and how elite competitors maintain discipline when everyone else starts chasing the finish. Because sometimes being one hit away from victory is exactly what causes you to lose. Think about how differently you play at the beginning of a round. You are observing, testing, watching for movement, looking for patterns. But then your opponent reaches low health. All that discipline can disappear. Why, you may ask? Because you are no longer focused on the process. You are now focused on the reward, the KO. Your brain sees the finish line and suddenly waiting feels unnecessary. Why play patiently? They are almost dead. Just hit them are the thoughts that come to your head. But Tekken doesn't care how close you are to winning. Until the health bar reaches 0, the round is still happening. Here is the irony. You have the life lead. Your opponent is the one who needs something to happen. They need damage. They need an opening. They need to take risks. So, what do? You run toward them. You voluntarily give them the interaction that they desperately needed. Think about how backwards that really is. You spent the entire round earning control, then gave it away because you wanted the final hit. The strongest competitors understand that having the life lead changes the problem. You don't necessarily need to find them. Eventually, they will need to find you. There is another reason chasing the finish is also dangerous. Your opponent knows that they are nearly dead too, and players with nothing left to lose become unpredictable. Rage art, power crush, hop kick, ducking, desperate low, random launcher. Normally, you might call those reckless decisions, but when someone needs a comeback, recklessness becomes tempting. And if you are sprinting toward them thinking, just one more hit, you are now walking directly into the moment that they are most likely willing to gamble. Their desperation meets your impatience, and now suddenly the entire round flips on its head. This is the question I want you to ask yourself. How did you build the life lead? Was it patience? Then stay patient. Was it punishment? Then keep punishing. Was it spacing? Well, just keep controlling space. Was it even defense? Then keep defending. Why completely change your strategy? Because your strategy is working. That's what players do without realizing it. They earn the winning position through discipline, then suddenly abandon discipline because they can see the finish line. Elite competitors don't need to become different players when they are ahead. They keep making the decisions that created the advantage in the first place. Here is the mental shift that I want you to adopt. Stop thinking I need one more hit and start thinking I need one more good decision. Maybe that decision creates the final hit. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you backdash. Maybe you block. Maybe you wait. Maybe your opponent becomes impatient and thus gives you the punish. It doesn't really matter, because your job isn't to force the round to end. Your job is to keep making high quality decisions until the round ends naturally. That distinction sounds small, but psychologically it is enormous. During your next ranked session, whenever your opponent reaches critical health, say 2 words to yourself. Nothing changed. Your spacing hasn't changed. Your fundamentals haven't changed. Your decision making shouldn't suddenly disappear. Then ask, what would I do if they had 50% health? If you wouldn't sprint forward, then why are you doing it now? If you wouldn't throw out that random low, then why are you doing it now? Remove the health bar from your thinking just for a moment and make the best decision available. The hardest part of winning isn't always building the advantage. Sometimes it's having enough discipline not to destroy it. Being ahead creates emotion. You can see victory. You can even feel it. And that's exactly when your mind starts trying to rush towards it. But winning players understand something very different. You don't need to chase victory if you have created the advantage. Protect it. Make your opponent solve the problem. Make them take the risk. Make them earn their way back into the round. And if they make the mistake, then just simply finish it. If you remember one thing from this video, I want you to remember this. Don't play to finish the round. Play correctly until the round finishes. When victory gets close, your discipline should become thus stronger and not weaker. The next time you see that tiny red health bar and your brain screams one more hit, just stop, okay? Look at the situation and then ask yourself, do I actually need to chase this? Because sometimes the final hit isn't something you need to find. You just need enough patience to let your opponent give it to you. This has been How Winners Think. Until next time, don't throw away an entire round chasing the final second of it. Think first.